Hi, guys, and welcome to our first podcast that we're doing. We're going to call this The Culturalist, and I'm arts and culture editor, Lucy.
And I am managing editor and culture writer, Dayanara.
Yes, and so today we're going to kind of be talking about exploitation of the artist, and we're going to include a lot of different pieces that we've seen recently. So first, we wanted to talk about the JFK. You kind of get into that a little more because you've seen it.
So it's like I don't want to say like a biopic because it's not entirely accurate. So it's like an interpretation.
When are biopics ever accurate, though? You know what I'm saying?
That is true, though. No, let's make it up.
Yes, it's true. So it's about JFK?
JFK Jr.
Okay.
And his wife, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, and how, like, it's like a love story. And, like, it's, I don't want to say directed because I don't know if he actually directed it, but it was, like, produced by Ryan Murphy. And if you know Ryan Murphy, he's very, like, exploitive, kind of like just pushing out stuff.
What's some of the stuff he's done?
He did Glee. He
Okay.
did Glee. He did like American Horror Story.
Okay.
But you know, like I feel like American Horror Story, like the first few seasons were so good, and then it went into like trash.
No, for sure.
And then he's done like a bunch of other, like he did The Beauty, which is kind of like a Substance knockoff with Bella Hadid, and like Evan Peters is in that too. He did Pose. He's done a lot of stuff for like.
So did you like the
FX.
JFK Jr. thing?
Okay, so the first few episodes, like, I think they're pretty good. I just think, like, if you are watching this as, like, a biopic or, like, you want to watch it to, like, inform yourself, like, take it with, like, a grain of salt because it's not accurate. It's mostly fictional. And I like the direction of it, like, the cinematography and stuff. The acting is pretty good, too. Like, the actor who plays JFK Jr., his name is, like, Paul Anthony Kelly, I think. This is like his first ever role, and I think he's just doing like a pretty good stuff like for his first ever role.
Do you think it's necessarily bad to fictionalize some of that? Like, what do you think? Because I feel like when you're like, yes, you're attaching their name to a project, but also it's kind of like, I don't know, every time I read a biography or an autobiography, I'm like, how accurate is this? Because at the end of the day, it's like you're selling a novel, you're selling a TV show, you want it to be interesting, and if you have to like fictionalize it to a certain extent for like the story element, so I don't know. But also, if someone made a story about my life and messed it up, I don't know if I would.
And the thing is, like, they're also dead, so it's like
they don't have a say.
Yeah. Like they both died, and like they both died like crazy. Like they died in like a plane crash that JFK Jr. was like piloting a plane, and like they went into a storm, and he just wasn't that good at it, and so they freaking died. And her sister died too. She was there too, so it was like pretty crazy. But like most of his family is dead, and like going back to that Jack Schlossberg, he's like his nephew. He like been very outspoken how like he thinks it's disgusting and exploitive of Ryan Murphy to do like a story on his dead uncle.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it is kind of, well, at a certain point, too, I'm like, if you don't really care about telling the real story, then it's like, I always wonder, why don't you just make a very similar story and then fictionalize the people?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And then you
right.
can still,
like, it could be, like, a show, and it's, like, loosely based on a person. I think like a good example of that would be like Marty Supreme. Like it's based on Marty Reisman, but it's like a completely different story.
They're like acknowledging that they're making up stuff about it. And I think like this kind of gets into what we're gonna be talking about later with Wuthering Heights, but it's kind of like, okay, do you want to just attach a big name to your project because you have the security of that name? So it's like, okay, I'm making something about JFK Jr. People are going to go see it because they want to know about him. As opposed to if you just have like a random movie about two people who are in love, you know? And then kind of like with Wuthering Heights, it's like, if you say you're making Wuthering Heights, everyone who loves Wuthering Heights is going to go see it.
Exactly.
As opposed to like, oh no, I'm just making this other kind of romance film.
Yeah, and it's like, you can like always say like loosely based or like interpretation and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I feel like adding those words always just makes it better for you as a creator to like not get the heat from it. But yeah, so before we get into Wuthering Heights, let's talk about The Moment. So that's about Charlie XCX. It's basically a mockumentary about her post-Brat album era and her kind of getting exploited and, well, how she believes she's getting exploited to, like, keep the brat thing going. And so I liked that she was making fun of herself the whole film. I thought it would be funnier, to be honest. But I liked, you know, she kind of had the grit to be like, I'm so ridiculous, and brat is just this fun, like, little thing, and people are making too much of a deal about it. And I just liked a party kind of vibe. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think of it overall?
I liked it. Like, I liked that it was, like, a mockumentary. I've heard, like, criticism that's, like just make a movie. Like, why are you making, like, a documentary? But I think the mockumentary aspect of it was, like, funny.
Well, that's also, it's been a thing forever. Like, that's not like she invented the mockumentary, you know what I mean?
Exactly,
so,
yeah. And
like Spinal Tap, like, I was thinking of that too.
So I thought it was like really funny. I thought it was like raw at some points where it's like, you can really tell like what message she's trying to say and like what she really wants to say. But like in terms of like the mockumentary, and it's like, I don't know, I liked it. I think I enjoyed watching it. But there are a few things where it was like, I'm trying to remember what it was, where I was just like, this is kind of getting like dragged out. But overall,
there were definitely certain points. I liked how she kind of embraced it at the end. Like, I think there's such it kind of makes it funnier in a way, even. So it's like really honing in on the like mockumentary style. But you know, so she's getting exploited this whole thing, and then at the end, she's like they want her to dress her in really ridiculous outfits. So she's just like dancing around the ridiculous outfits. She's like, I don't really care, like whatever.
It's like,
so there's such like a power thing in that, and like I think it wasn't really like a tragedy about the exploited artist. It was like a comedy about it, and then at the end it's like, does it really matter? I guess not.
Some might say it's like a dig at a certain artist.
Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
I heard that too. Or like the guy I went with, not name dropping on the podcast, but he said that he thought it was because he's a big Taylor Swift fan, and he said that it was, and I was like, I had no idea because I don't know her concerts and stuff, but
because like the whole like, well, it's like a mockumentary about like her making a film about her concert, and it's like, it kind of does dig at it now that I'm looking at it.
Which like has Taylor Swift, I mean, she's kind of sold out, like, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I mean, you look at, like, the end of the moment, you know, Charlie's, like, in this ridiculous outfit with backup dancers flying, like, over the crowd. And then you look at Taylor Swift, and it's like, oh, she's lucky, like, digging at it. She's
but
like,
I think it's also...
Because they have... Like, they low-key have beef. I don't know if it's, like, them or, like, the
they're
fandoms.
just so different.
Yeah.
I mean, she could be making fun of her, but then it's also, like... Taylor Swift does the very, like, traditional, basic pop star look. So it's like, if you're trying to just make fun of that, it's going to kind of maybe look like you're making fun of Taylor Swift.
Exactly. Okay, yeah, that is true.
But I don't know. I mean, she could be, like,
because it is very generic.
We didn't say that here.
Don't cancel this, please.
Oh, the Taylor Swift, like, bodyguards are going to come get us.
But, yeah, it's very, like...
Was that you just being in the restaurant? Oh, my God. Okay, we're in very big chairs. But, so, yeah, I guess so... First of all, I guess with Charli XCX is like the fact that Brat was such a big thing that she can make an entire movie making fun of it is crazy. But then
let's talk about Brat a little. The whole rollout, like how big it became is crazy. Because I listened to Charli XCX like since I was like 13 years old, so she was still kind of niche, and like Brat comes out and like huge, crazy huge. Like I kind of think like most of it was like the marketing of it, like the whole album cover thing, like the green and like the font and like how minimalist it was, and like the collab she was doing, I guess too. But I like blew up like crazy, which is crazy. And I think like the Apple dance too, like the TikTok trends,
oh my God,
blew it up a
that was
lot.
huge.
But it's crazy. Yeah, I guess like for her, like again going back to the moment, like the film, she is kind of like, what the fuck, like I've never been like this like thrown out into the world. So I kind of like, I get where she's coming from, that because like imagine being like a pretty medium sized artist and then all of a sudden you like blow up like crazy.
No, it's kind of like, how do you deal with that? And Brat's very interesting in itself too, in terms of like aligning with her mockumentary, because I think Brat within itself also is kind of making fun of itself.
It is, yeah.
And I think it's making fun of like the party girl aesthetic and all of that, but then also similar to the mockumentary, it's not taking itself too seriously the way Charlie is in the mockumentary. And so I think, you know, it's kind of making fun of this aesthetic while also like exploiting it to a certain extent. Like it's very, I think it's kind of very easy to be like, I'm making music for party girls who like to club, and that's kind of, you know, you're very much exploiting that aesthetic to make your album. And so, which clearly worked for her, and it's a really great album.
Because also, again, like, I mean, like, how much can, like, she exploit it to the extent? Because, you know, like, Brat happened, and then it kind of, like, did get dragged on, like, for sure.
I mean, people are still doing, like, not really, but I guess after this movie, it, like, got, you know, brought back again. And she did, like, the remixes and, you know, okay, let's, you know, talk about Taylor Swift. It's, like, Taylor Swift did that whole thing where she did the poets. I don't know. She released her same songs. She did that and got crapped on. But then, like, I don't know, Charlie did her remix album, and it's pretty similar. And everyone was like, oh, this is so, like, funny.
Yeah.
And I think maybe she got away with it because she acknowledged, she was like, Brat, and it's the exact same but entirely different.
Different, yeah.
So I wonder if because she's making fun of herself, she can kind of get away with basically doing the same thing Taylor Swift did. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. Because, like, I don't know, like, the whole, I did, like, to be honest, I did get kind of like, oh my god, this is, like, getting dragged on, like, oh, now a movie, like, you're gonna make a movie about, like, your album. But then, like, after watching the movie, it's like, oh, like, she's obviously, like, making fun of herself and, like, not taking it too serious, which is like, oh, okay, like, now that you, like, the mockumentary that it is, so it's like,
yeah.
And then, like, I don't know. I did like it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the performances. I enjoyed Alexander Skarsgård. I also liked the bit of, like, her and Rachel Sennett not actually, like, being close friends.
I liked how they were all making fun of themselves. Even, like, Kylie
like,
Jenner, too.
Yeah. I like, kind of liked her bit in it. Like, she was pretty funny.
They were just, like, both making fun of themselves.
Yeah,
kind of,
so it's, like, they're self-aware, I guess. So it's, like, I enjoyed
like,
it.
oh, we're just ridiculous LA people, like.
And, like, I feel like they're also making fun of, like, the gossip pages and, like, people that speculate. Like, again, that whole Rachel Sennett, like, bit, like, people, like, would gossip saying, like, oh, they're actually not really close. Like, they're not friends at all. And so, like, going back to that scene where, like, they meet up at a certain bathroom where they're like, last time I saw you was, like, a year ago. Like, we don't hang out. So it's, like,
exactly.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I like when famous people can, like, actually make a joke about themselves, and it's not like, oh, I'm so important, like, because at the end of the day, you're not. I'm sorry, like, you're not.
Don't take yourself seriously.
Yeah, exactly. But, so let's, I guess, so now Charlie's newest album is Wuthering Heights for the film, and that's, like, very different than Brat. It's very arty, very dark. The first song, like, blew my mind on it, which is, like, featuring John Cale from the Velvet Underground, and he's doing this, like, spoken word monologue. Have you listened to it? Yeah. And it's very, like, very different than Brat.
Yeah. Which I like that juxtaposition. Like,
yeah.
I also feel like she's kind of going back to her roots. Like, if you listen to her first album, or, like, if you listen to, like, True Romance, it's very, like, similar to that. And she even has said that, like, she kind of, like, wanted to revert back to that sound. And I really liked that album. Like, it was good. Like,
and then thinking about how they wanted to keep Brat going and never, you know, like, let's keep it going, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, she releases this, and clearly she's not trying to do a Brat thing again, which I really appreciate for her. And I think it kind of, it's like, okay, once you reach a certain amount of money, you know, you, like, basically you don't have to exploit yourself or appeal to an audience. You can just make whatever art you want to make, because it's like money is no longer really an issue for you.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, so I think that's very interesting. And then I guess, so she made it for the film Wuthering Heights, which, I don't know, you had some stuff to say about the director.
Okay, Emerald Fennell, I don't know, Emerald Fennell. She I've watched like her other films. I still haven't watched Wuthering Heights, but I watched Saltburn, Promising Young Woman, and she's
mainly a director.
Yeah, she directs and writes her films, so she does both. But I like hot take. I think she just needs to stick to directing. Like, no shade. Like, I don't think she's the best writer out there because most of her films are like, they kind of think like the audience is dumb in a way. Like, it's just like so obvious. Like, I think my biggest ick with Saltburn was like the end montage where it shows how like Oliver Barry Keoghan's character, where he like, it just shows like his like how he planned everything out, and it's like we know he was faking it. Like, we know that. Like, we don't have to see him like plan everything out and like him like doing that. Like, it just gave kind of like Avengers Marvel films where it's like they think their audience is like stupid and like
not what you want to hear when you're doing artsy
where
it's like
film. It's like they think your audience like they think the audience is stupid and like has to like explain everything to them on screen, where it's like you can just keep it nuanced and like we know like there's context clues, like we see it, we know he was like not rich, like he's faking it. And
I'm gonna be honest, like she has yet to impress me, to be honest. Like, Saltburn gave me like, I'm making a film for rich, like, wannabe arty kids who think they're interesting. And then it's like, it was just kind of like an off-brand, like, talented Mr. Ripley.
Exactly.
So I was just kind of like, meh. And then Promising Young Woman, like, I'm just not a fan of revenge, like, very basic revenge arcs.
The end was like stupid as hell, like whack as hell.
I don't remember the ending.
Like,
what is
she like, so you think like she's killing, like, well, she dies, like Carey Mulligan's character, the main character, like what she does in the film is like you think she like gets these like sexual assaulters and rapists and like kills them, but all she does is like give them a talking to and let them go. And then in the end, like, she dies like trying to like get revenge on the guy that raped her best friend in college, and like her best friend killed herself, so she's like trying to get revenge on that, but like she doesn't do anything. She doesn't do anything. And then she dies at the end, which is stupid and like makes it so like the police are like the good guys, and it's like, wait a minute, you did all this and like you died. But yeah, like the whole thing was just like Emerald Fennell as like a director, good. Like, I love her cinematography. Like, she has some amazing shots. Like, Saltburn was like such a gorgeous movie.
It's very aesthetic.
Very aesthetic. Very like, I don't know. I think she's a very good director, but writer, I think she just needs to hand over her pen. And like,
I also feel like that's very kind of common nowadays, though, where it's like they focus so much on the look of a film and the aesthetic of it, and then the like contents is very shallow, and it's almost like they focus too much on the look, and then it's just like there's nothing there of substance. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like this happens so much with all the movies lately. I go to see.
Yeah, I think like that's been an issue lately too. Like they focus so much like on the aesthetic of the film, and then like the writing is just like meh.
Yeah, and
like,
I think Wuthering Heights is like low key a good example of that. Like, you're telling me you had one of the like best books of all time that you're drawing from, and then it's like it just kind of left me feeling meh.
Yeah, because okay, like I still haven't watched it, but like I know like the things that happen. I've seen like the criticism, like and like before everything, you know, like Emerald said in an interview that like it's not an adaptation, it's an interpretation of what she saw when she read the book.
It basically gave me like you read the book when you were 12, and this is what you remember your 12-year-old. Like, it gave to me, like, a botched 12-year-old version
because that's exactly,
Heights.
like, what it is.
Yeah,
like
and what
said,
bothered
like,
me, too, about it is, like, you know, there's a very clear aesthetic of, like, you're on the moors. It's, like, dark and rainy and, like, you know. And so then, but then they, like, contrasted it with, like, it almost looked like French aristocratic like look for when she was at the wealthy guy's house and she married him, and I was like, what is this look for the film? Like, I'm not
like the costumes look so ridiculous, like from what I've seen.
Like I'm like that's not historically accurate, which you know, I'm not a big stickler for like historical accuracy, but I was just like, I don't think they would be wearing this, and it doesn't match the tone of the movie at all. And so that was like one of the biggest things that bothered me for sure. And then I think like, you know, I guess to like tie these two movies together, it's like we're talking about the moment. and it's like satirizing herself intentionally, and how you can kind of use satire to your advantage. And then there's like Wuthering Heights, which is, okay, you're accidentally satirizing
like, are you being serious with this right now?
Yeah, like you're accidentally satirizing it, and it actually like depletes your work. And because I think if she had disconnected herself from Wuthering Heights, and just made her own weird film, I think it would have looked and been received a lot better. Oh my god, everything's falling off in this office. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, so, exactly. Because it's like, if it's your interpretation, like, okay, like, it's whatever, like, okay.
But it's like, what makes you think I care about your interpretation? Is my kind of thing.
Because like, why do I want to see like? I probably shouldn't say this. I was gonna say like, I should like, why would I want to see like 30-year-old like Margot Robbie play an 18-year-old Kathy?
Okay,
Earnshaw?
This was another thing too. Like, not to be the hot take person, but like everyone was canceling her for not casting, a Jacob Elordi, like basically casting Jacob Elordi, who's a white dude, as like Heathcliff. And Heathcliff is like, he's not white, but he's just kind of like swarthy or something. Like, I think he's like,
also like, okay, oh my god, I want to get canceled, but no, yeah, because like
he's like darker skin tone. I don't know what
he's not even like
Middle Eastern maybe or something.
Because in the book, like, you need to like think about, like, the book was written in like 18th century, like, Britain, like
I feel like some people are like, oh my god, they hired a white guy for the role, like they're whitewashing it, and they like think it's supposed to be a black dude, and I'm like, that's not.
Okay,
like, exactly. It's not like he's
it's
not black
because like he's not even like in the book he's described like he's just racially ambiguous, and it's like that can mean anything. Like, it just
he doesn't fit the very stereotypical like pale white person from England look.
Exactly, because like this is like 18th century England when it was written, and it's like the description that she gave, like Emily Bronte. Like he's just swarthy, which like I mean, you guys can look that up. It's just like, it's darker hair, darker skin tone, like you can there's plenty of white people who are swarthy looking, not necessarily like a person of color either. Like, that's what I hated, like a lot of the discourse. It's like you're mad over something that's not even like accurate in the books either.
Exactly.
Like, he's not like meant to be like this like black dude in Britain. It's just like some racially ambiguous person in
which like people
Britain.
seem to like be reading the book and thinking that, and I'm like, that's not like, have some historical context, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so then it's like, just to add on to that, it's like no one's mad they're casting firstly a blonde Margot Robbie who's 40 to play an 18-year-old brunette girl. Like, you know what I mean? It's like nothing about her interpretation is accurate.
I think most of the hate was directed toward like Margot too, like from what I've seen on social media, and it's like none of this is accurate. Like, guys, come on, like,
it's just like, let's just critique the whole thing. Let's not like pick and choose like, oh, they, it's just like, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's like the whole, like, I have bigger issues with the aesthetic and how the content has been butchered than like they hired a white dude and then a 40-year-old girl. Like, those 40-year-old woman. Those are like equally bothersome, and they're like, okay, whatever,
but I think that's like the least
like the miscasting is the least
like,
amount of the issue.
I think like it's whatever, like, because again, like, historical context, I've seen people like that's like the main issue, but it's like if you read the book, it's written like so many years ago, like it's literally.
Have you read the book?
I have not, but
I haven't technically. I read like 3/4 of it. I never finished it, but I think it's just like, I don't know. I thought Jacob Elordi did fine. The stuff that I had an issue with was like, it was very much commercial, like advertised to be like this kind of like steamy, freaky movie. And so I was like, okay, you're making Wuthering Heights smut, but then you like walk into it, and it's there's maybe like 12% of it is like that. And so I'm kind of just like, why didn't you just leave that out? Like, or just make it fully freaky like that. But it was like a very small amount. That's
another thing that I've like seen is like, it was marketed as this like perverted, like smut kind of movie. And then like people watch it and I was like, that's it? Like, if you're gonna go all out, go all out.
No,
like,
exactly. And then it's just like, why even, if you're not gonna do that, then why even add that in there? Like, I don't know, not to be like a prude, but I'm very much like, like very sexual scenes should not be in a film unless it's necessary to the plot. Because otherwise, I'm like, you're just making porn. Like, you know what I mean? So,
guys, we're not conservative, I swear.
No, literally. Oh, we're gonna get canceled our first podcast. But yeah, so I don't know. And then, I guess just like, I don't know. When I'm thinking of all of this, it's like, once you get enough like fame and money, you can just do whatever you want. And I don't know, like Charlie XCX.
Also, like if you think about it, like I don't know, like if you knew this, but Emerald Fennell is like, she comes from like a noble family, I think, which is like another criticism, that she's like very like rich, like she's rich.
I mean, that would make sense. No, it's like, well, you know, so then it's like you have, I think it can be good and bad, because it's like, okay, yeah, there's like two ways to look at it, because it's like Charlie XCX, okay, she kind of had to like appeal to people or exploit herself to make money, and so then she wasn't really doing the like artistry that she wanted to, but now that she has wealth, she can basically like the monetization of it isn't an issue anymore, and she can just make art, and like if everyone hates it, it's not. She has artistic freedom of expression, basically, because of that. Whereas like someone like Emerald Fennell, whatever her name is like, I don't know. You just get like, you have money and wealth, so you can kind of do whatever you want to a certain degree, and then it's just, I guess that's also a good way to look at it. I don't know. It's also good because then it's like she has artistic expression too, but then it's like her means of coming about it. Yeah. I don't know. It's like sometimes I'm like, are you really? I don't know. It just bothers me.
Like, are you like, is this the real you? Like, are you being authentic or not?
I don't even. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. I'm not really making sense with any of this. But basically, you can just once you have wealth, you can do whatever you want in terms of artistic expression. So, I don't know.
Yeah, and going back to like Charlie's album, like I guess like doing a whole album for like a soundtrack of a film, I guess like that goes back to like artistic expression. It's like I get to do this, I get to do that, and it's like okay, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, I'm for that, but it's also like, I don't know. It's kind of like it begs the question. It's like for Charlie XCX, it's like, okay, she shouldn't have to have exploited herself to make the money to have artistic expression. It's like, be poor and never, think about your audience, or,
And I also like, okay, this is, because she grew up poor. Like, she grew up like her mom is Indian, her dad is white, so she comes from like a mixed race background, but she is like white passing though, which is like another thing that people are like, but she's written like, she has songs about like, I think like there's a few, Apple is literally about that, like how her, like she comes from like an immigrant family, and like, but she like, when you know like the background of her she's like, she grew up poor, like she had to like pay like her like do like struggle and like grind her way up, but
so then
it goes back to like Emerald Fennell, like she grew up rich, so it's like she doesn't really care, like she has money, and it's like,
and then it's just like, and then it basically kind of, it's like, okay, if Charlie XCX had never made it, she wouldn't have been able to make those albums, and so then it's kind of like, are you only granted artistic expression when you have wealth? Do you know what I mean? And so, like, I don't know, like, and then that kind of dictates the culture in a way, because it's like, okay, rich people have the means to do this and the time too, if you're thinking about like, they don't have to work, blah, blah, blah. And so then it's like, are rich people just kind of dictating all the culture that we have in a way? Like,
cause, and like, again, like, like she had to like work for it. Like she did like soundtracks for like, what's that? The Fault in Our Stars, like Boom, Boom Clap, and a bunch of like other songs that don't really have like her identity towards it. So it is kind of like, I have to like exploit myself in a way, and like do this, like not have creative expression or creative freedom. And then again, like you go back to like Emerald Fennell, like she has all like the funds for it to do it, so it's like.
And then I also wonder if there's this is kind of just me purely wondering this, but it's like, is there a lack of care with your artistic expression when you have the means to do so. Like, you know, it's a bigger deal for me to, like, try to make a movie than it is, you know, some rich kid. And so then it's like, okay.
Again, and you see it, like, in the substance of, like, the films that she makes. It's like, they suck. Like, they're bad. Yeah. So it's like, do you really care about the subject and, like, the substance of your film? Like, or are you just making a film because you want to? Because you have the funds?
No, exactly. I don't know. It's kind of like reminds me of, like rich trophy wives when they have, like, a business or something, and it's just, like, they're just bored and, like,
they're just bored,
do something.
yeah.
And then it's like, okay, do those, and then somehow those people are entitled to more, like, freedom of expression because they have the means to do so. I don't know. And
the resources. So it's like, they're just putting out, like, slop. And, like, no substance at all.
Yeah, that kind of got us sidetracked. I don't know.
What was there?
I don't think we had anything more to say about the other two movies. I guess. I would say the moment worth seeing, definitely listening to the soundtrack of Wuthering Heights.
Yeah.
The movie, we can skip.
Yeah, the movie, meh.
Like, mid as hell.
There'll probably be, like, another adaptation of it, and it'll be actually, like, be a good one too.
Yeah.
Like, again,
I think, okay.
I think, like, what, like, not pissed me off, or, like, what I was, like, again, is, like, why are you marketing it as, like, this freaky, perverted kind of film? And it's like, that's it. Yeah. And it's also, like, not
and then
accurate.
It wasn't even that.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are we here for? Like, I think I want my money back. I saw some guy say this on Instagram, but the guy who did Nosferatu and is gonna do Frankenstein, or did Frankenstein?
No, that was Guillermo del Toro.
Okay, so who did Nosferatu?
Robert Eggers.
Okay, they were saying that he would do a great adaptation of Wuthering Heights. And Loki, like, can we get it to happen?
Because he's, like, the only director, like, that actually cares about historical accuracy. Like, The Lighthouse, The Witch is so good and so, like, historically accurate. And then Nosferatu, and then The Northman again. Like, all of those films are, like, set in different periods of time, and
a lot of them in Europe too.
Yeah, that too.
So if you want to see it,
like, The Witch is, like, set here, and The Witch is about, like, this colonial family that came from, like the Pilgrim.
Yeah, it's like the Pilgrim, like, starting of America.
Yeah, and then, like,
starting of America.
Starting. Guys, please don't cancel us.
No, that's us being woke. That's us being woke.
And it's like about, like, how Protestantism had an effect and stuff like that.
Yeah, but then there are, like, actually witches at the end.
Yeah, which is...
Yeah, but so if you want to see a historically accurate dark film, watch any Robert Eggers. Don't watch Wuthering Heights.
About, like, women and, like, their sexual liberation and freedom.
Yeah,
so
it's like, kind of a lot of that.
Not to give a man a credit, but, like...
You can give him credit now and then. Yeah. Only a little bit.
Because, like, Nosferatu was good, too. Like, I really like Nosferatu. And then The Witch, which also tackles, like, with those themes. So it's, like...
Yeah, because she's basically, like... Is she tried as a witch? I don't think
well, her family thinks she's a witch, and, like, in the end,
but then she, like, isn't she?
She, like, wasn't, but she, like, accepted it. Yeah, she joins them.
Concluding points, don't see Wuthering Heights. Go see Robert Eggers. The Moment, worth seeing. Try not to exploit artists, I guess. But also, that wasn't even really what this is about. Yeah. We went so many different ways with this. Anyway, so... Look for more podcasts from us. This is the Culturalist. We are here to talk about films. We talk about music, pretty much anything in our culture section. Check out our print editions of The Gateway. They're around campus. Culture section has me and Dayanara writing for it a lot. So we'll have good things coming.
Yes, and if you also want to, like, be a guest, just reach out. Like, let us know. But
we don't take just anyone.
Yeah. You'll have to go to, like, an extensive...
reach out to us.
Yeah, if you have something of substance.
Yeah. Otherwise, if you're an emerald fennel type, don't reach out.
Don't come over here.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys. Till next time.
Bye.